Excuse me. I think we are on the air. Well, Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Brain Matter Morning Show live. Brought to you in part by Brain Matter Studios and Stop Hating Productions. Grand Rising Friday to everyone in the building this morning. Before I get started, I want to give reverence and respect to the Most High for allowing me to use my voice, not only to encourage myself, but to encourage others. So thank you for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to the hottest podcast in Austin, Texas, the Brain Matter Morning Show. Yes, live. Now, the previous episode, what we talked about frequency. And we also talked about certificate of ownership. Being able to go out and have your name put on something. To mean something. To you to be a part of something. But also, to be more in depth on what we talked about, frequency with people. About being on the same frequency. And quite frankly, a lot of people are just not on the same frequency as you. So that's one thing that you're going to have to accept moving forward with success. And I also touched on the episode that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to send out a couple of shout outs real quick and send out a couple of requests. And then we're going to go ahead and get started this morning because this is the Brain Matter Morning Show live on Spotify Live and Podbean Live also. So it's a double thing this morning because I got my Podbean account set back up and things have been going good for me over here on Podbean. So I want to, let all my Podbeamers know that I am back, so you can now continue to tune in and you will get the notification that the show is back online and you can continue to also follow. Also, you can subscribe to this podcast and you can listen to it on pretty much any network except Pandora because I'm still working on that. But iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Deezer, Radio Republic, Samsung, Apple Music, Audible Books, pretty much anywhere where you can find a podcast, you pretty much find the Brain Matter Morning Show. And also, just to let y'all know, I will be going back to, Spotify for podcasters. And because I think it's not for certain, so don't hold me to this, but I think they are, deactivating Spotify Live. Because of the issues that they're having, I don't know because I don't work for them and I don't own it, so I really don't know. But on April 20th, they said they will be, no longer available for you to podcast. But for now, you can still listen to your favorite podcast via Spotify Live, and also you can still record up until the 20th. So to all my listeners, family, followers, and friends, I will let y'all know where we'll start our new distribution from, and we'll pick it up and we'll go from there. And there it is. So let's jump off into what we're talking about this morning. It's Friday, and it's the end of the week for a lot of people. Weekends coming up, and in this month of April, we celebrate Easter, and we celebrate a lot of other things, but a little bit more in depth. We celebrate the gift of life and how precious and how valuable it is and how easily every day people are leaving away from here. So a lot of people have been emotional, this holiday season because I understand because I've lost loved ones also. So I totally get it and understand what you all are going through. But one thing about it, I want you to know, and if you don't know, you know now, you will always have support and the best help that I can from the Brain Matter Morning Show and over here at Brain Matter Studios. So I just want y'all to know that. Okay, I think I covered all the announcements this morning. So we're going to go ahead on and jump off into what today's topic is about, because I want to do this in a couple of parts. Because if you think the price of success is too high, then wait till you get the bill for regret. But I'm going to talk about it in, you know what I'm saying, in different parts, because this right here, it has to be broken down and explained thoroughly. So I'm going to do this in different parts. Today is part 1. And I ask again, for those who just are tuning in. Also, like I told y'all earlier when the podcast first started, we are on Podbean and we are on Spotify Live till further notice. But I ask it again. If you think the price of success is too high, then wait till you get the bill for regret. Now, for those who don't know and for those that do, everybody knows what regret is. But for the younger crowd who might not know what I'm talking about, hey, what up, Ace? I see you down there. Thank you for tuning in on Podbean Live. Shouts out to Ace Enterprises and Chef BJ Ambassador for Christ. You know what I'm saying? A great affiliate also. And also a co-member and owner of Stop Hate Productions. So shout out to that this morning. I'm going to throw all that in there. But for my younger people, regret is a feeling that you have when you fail to do something positive to put yourself in a position to change your life. We're going to start there first. We're going to start there. And before I get into it with other people, I'm going to talk about it with you first. We're going to talk about it as an individual. It is a feeling that you have that when you were supposed to do something positive and you do, and then you think about it years later or maybe months later or maybe days later, then you regret to do it. And I'm really, really targeting this conversation for my younger crowd, but it's for all ages, but I'm targeting my younger youth because I'm in my 40s, so I'm in the pivotal point of my life. So I have lived a little, but I've also still got to live some more. So me looking back on my own personal experiences, the bill for regret is high. Because you don't just pay with money. Oh, no. Money. Hey, you got to turn it down, bro. It's too much distortion.
Shit. The hell are you? Hi? Hold on. I got it. I'm going to go right on your side. Right here. So you speak. What I was saying before we got cut off, I said, with Henry staying there, he came more. I think you just want to see how Henry is. You want to see how Harry is. He was like, whoop. I like him, but whoop. It's crazy. It's no drama. I know.
Mute that. All right. Okay. So back to what I was saying. You don't just pay with time, with money. The bill for regret. You don't just pay with money. Oh, no. See, money is the price you pay once things have changed. Because you heard of this thing they call inflation? So that means prices fluctuate every day. Prices and things go up every day. So, paying the bill for regret with money. You got to fight inflation. You have to fight inflation because you're paying the bill for regret. And what you failed to do or didn't push yourself to do might cost a little more. Because musicians and entertainers, and especially podcasters, we know this all too well. And if you don't know, you're going to know today. Because what's this week's understanding might not be next week's understanding because the genre might change. The media in the world might not be on what is on this week. It might change. But before I get back into what I'm talking about, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm going to give you a formula in the form of one word that will make you hold residual, hold retention, and stand the test of time. Then I get back to what I'm saying. I'm going to give you one word. It's a formula, but it's a one-word formula that you can use to hold retention, hold residual, and stand the test of time. And one day, if you push it hard enough, be one of the greatest all times. And I'll tell you what it is. It's called authentication, originality. See, you being yourself, no matter who or what changes, will always hold retention and hold residual, and also it'll stand the test of time. All eras, genres will gravitate to your authentication. You don't believe me? Ask Jada. Shouts out to D-Block this morning. But that's the best way I can put that. But anyway, let me jump back to what I was saying. But let's talk about time now. Because I already covered money. So let's talk about time. The bill for regret. Thank you everybody for tuning in this morning. However it shall go. Now, let's talk about time. Time. No matter what nobody tell you. Time is not prejudice. Time is not racist. Times don't care. Time don't care if you black, white, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Haitian, blue, black, brown, orange, gay, straight, metrosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, whatever sexual. Time don't give a damn about none of that. Because one thing time gonna do. time gonna keep moving. Time gonna keep going. When have you ever seen a clock stop and start working backwards? When have you ever seen a clock stop? I got a clock right here, and I'm gonna put it up, you know what I'm saying, so y'all can hear it ticking. You can hear it, and if you can't hear it ticking, then guess what? We'll figure something out with these sound effects later on. But as I sit here and I look at this clock, the time say 10:42. Now, let me tell you how you pay with time, because see, time is time is like a baby. A newborn baby. That's what time is like. Time is like a newborn baby. And it's precious. It's fragile. And it's also a gift. Just like a newborn baby. All of the above. That's how precious time is. Now, I talked about this in my last season. And I had somebody on the show, and the brother, he went by the name of Austin We Up. So shouts out to Austin We Up and all the positive things that he doing out there in the Austin area. We talked about this on the show. And one of my main bottom line punchlines was, it's not about the time that you wasting. Once the bull is over, it's about the time you can't get back. So all of that time that you took procrastinating and not trying, lack of effort, once you come to the realization and revelation of what time really is and how precious it is, you can't get it back. It's gone forever. Oh, no. And I'm going to dig a little deeper. See, I brought my shovel. It's because I'm going to dig through some things this morning for y'all. No, we going to go a little bit more. I'm going to take it a step at a time. Oh, my Lord. How you thinking was 20 years ago? So let's just hypothetically speak. I use myself as an example a lot because I don't mind poking holes at myself to pass a positive message, but I'm going to get off me and just generalize the conversation. Let's hypothetically say you got goals, but now you're 20. You got ambitions, but now you're 20. Now, this is what procrastination do. Procrastination is designed to stall you. Oh, I'll do it later. I can do it next week. Or I can get back on it next month. Or I ain't ready for that now. It ain't my season. Everything ain't for everybody. All that is procrastination. Don't worry. Don't feel so prosecuted. Don't feel so, oh, he just poking holes at me. Oh, no. I'm talking and teaching you about things that I've been through, things that I'm going through. Procrastination is the assassination of motivation. Now let's get back to this 20-year-old. Through the choice and chance Shouts out to Jay Prince and Rap-A-Lot. Because that's where I got that quote from. Because you know I don't steal, I appeal, and I don't bite, I enlighten. I just use it to strengthen my message. But Jay Prince said, every day you wake up, you got two things. Amongst the other three things that you don't have nothing to do with. Well, two of them you do, but one of them you don't have no control over. And number one, that's the breath in your body. Thankful to the Lord and hopeful to God that you wake up with your health and your strength, which most of us do. But that ain't what Jay Prince said. What Jay Prince said, every day you wake up, you are granted a choice and a chance. Now, what you choose to do with your choice after you get your chance, that's on you. So to my younger people, I'm talking to you from a different, so don't feel like you know what I'm saying? So let me clarify it for you, because see, I know how mediocre minds think, and I know how player haters are, and I know how conflict the influence, and I know how toxic and infectious and indoctrinative perception can be. So let me clear it up for you. I'm not saying, oh, you got to wake up every day and you got to be so routine and so prioritized. You can't make no mistake. You can't live and have no fun. No. That's not what I'm saying. So let me clarify this for my younger people. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, all I'm trying to do is just trying to clear you a path so you can see the mistakes, some of the mistakes, and you can put yourself in a position to make a better choice. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to tell you how to live. I'm not saying that the things that I've been through and the time that I wasted in my life, I'm not putting that on you. So don't allow mediocre minds and evil, fake, and hateful people drive you away from this message. Because I'm not trying to live your life for you. I'm not trying to live through you. But what I am trying to do, I am trying to live better. And being who I am and talking profound as I talk, that's just a part of the process. So you go out, live your life, have fun, enjoy it, learn from the mistakes. So when you get to be a little older, when wisdom, knowledge, and understanding kicks in. Not saying that you don't have it now, because a lot of these youngsters, they got a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Matter of fact, last night, I was at, work, and I was talking to this little young brother. And he told me, he was like, yeah, man, I just come here to work to make some money to help my mama. I'm going to school. I got bigger plans for my life. This right here is just something that I'm doing right now to stay out of trouble. And so I can help take some of that pressure off my mama. But with my life, I know where I'm going with it. I know what I want to do. So I'm doing that. So a lot of these youngsters out here got a lot of wisdom, knowledge, understanding now. So don't get it twisted. by the majority of the stupid stuff that these youngsters do. And we'll get that, because that's a whole nother episode. I get into that later on. Because see, I don't want to own too many doors. Because when the show is over, I want to make sure every door has been closed. So I got to watch, and I got to pay attention, and I got to be crafty by how I talk. Because see, I'm multiculturalistic. So sometimes I flip off into something else, and it'll give my listeners like a spaghetti type mentality, like they don't know which way I'm going. So I have tried to train myself to try to stay on topic. So I'm not gonna get into that right now. But what I will stay into, I will stay into the motivational mindset. And what you have to understand is life is not fair. That doesn't mean life is horrible and it's ugly and you can't live. Life just ain't fair sometimes. And that's not even bad news. Because as a child, you didn't get everything you wanted. It's certain things you wanted that your mom and your daddy didn't buy you. And it's not that they didn't want you to have it. It's just they were just trying to teach you is that you don't always need what you want. Ask yourself that question sometime. You want it, but do you really need it? But yeah, whether a lot of people want this, I don't even care, because that's no longer my concern. My priority is I know people that need it. Somebody need to hear this. So if you think the price of success is too high, wait till you get the bill for regret. And I can tell you in my own personal experience, I've sat in this studio and I've been in the days. Let me sit here 30, 45 minutes. When I'm in my bed, when I'm, you know what I'm saying, before I get up in the morning sometimes, even before I go to bed. Sometimes, not all the time, because I done learned how to counteract that the way I feel. But I'm just giving you an observation of the bill of regret. So stay with me. I've laid in my bed plenty of nights. And I have cried. Not out loud, but silently. With tears running down my face. Because I can look back in those 20 years or so, and I know it was times that I was supposed to push myself, but I didn't. I didn't push myself when I know it was times that I know I was supposed to push myself. See, what I'm doing now, I could have been doing 10 years ago. See, I could have been took over like I done took over now, way back when. But see, it'd have been more solidified and more authenticated. See, I could have did this 10 years ago. Podcasting been around for a long time. Radios and networks have still been around for a long time. And not only that, other things in my life. that I know I was supposed to push myself, but I didn't. So I paid the bill for regret. But no. That's not the jaw dropper. Oh, I haven't gave you the jaw dropper yet. Oh, it's coming. Cause we at the 30-minute mark, so y'all know how we do. We finna get ready to close this show. We're gonna do our you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we do at the end. Because see, I don't want to hold you too long. Because I know you got things to do. But I don't want to hold you too less either. So I can make sure that you get this word that I'm giving you this morning. So that's what I'm saying, listeners, family, followers, and friends. If you think the price of success is too high, then wait till you get the bill for regret. Now here's the jaw dropper, and then we're gonna get on up out of here. Here's the jaw dropper. Here's the jaw dropper. Give me a minute. Cause see, I'm gonna take something. Wait a minute, let me see if I can remember it first. Okay, y'all give me a minute, cause y'all know how I get. I get nostalgic. And then I go to thinking, but see, in the midst of this what makes me so hot. This what make my podcast so sharp and so fine. Is that there's no script. I don't write anything down. I just multiculturalistic tied in to how people feel, and I have the ability to make them gravitate. Really and truly just renting space in their mind to put something on their mind. If it wasn't already in there. And if it wasn't, and if it is in there, and they weren't thinking about it, it's just something to reactivate it. So that's that. But here's the jaw dropper. The jaw dropper is this. When you procrastinate and you put things off, and you tell yourself, I'll do it later. I'll do this. I'll do that. You got to think about it. And if you can't hear that clock ticking, it still is. Like I said, time don't wait for nobody. Me, you, or nobody. And you don't get younger, you get older. So, Mr. Procrastinator, Miss Procrastinator, look at it like this. You ain't young as you used to be. Not saying you can't do it. Your body has physically changed. Times done changed. Eras done changed. You're not as young as you used to be. Not saying that you're just going to fall apart and break apart and you can't have your dream. No. So, player haters, don't try to water down my message. So, you're not as young as you used to be. See, that same fire and desire that I had to do what I wanted to do back then would have been the perfect time for me to activate it. But I didn't. So paying the bill for regret has even and through the blessings and the grace of God has allowed me to be able to re-enter back into my success or on my path to success. But see, that's the jaw dropper. You're not as young as you used to be. Not saying you can't do it, but you get older. So basically what I'm trying to say And this is one of my most famous quotes, and it comes from my Uncle Charles. God rest his soul. Rest in power. Life goes on with or without your happy ass. And you don't have to be dead for life to pass you by or go on with or without you. All you got to do is one thing. Is second guess yourself. So if you think the price of success is too high, then wait till you get the bill for regret. Because you pay with time, money, and also you pay with emotion. See, I snuck that in there on you. I talked about it before I even put it out there. See, you didn't even see that coming. See, that was like a curveball. You didn't even see that coming. Because I had already done talked about it. In the last part of my final part of the message. That's what I talked about. Remember them tears rolling down your face? Sitting on the side of that bed? Or sit wherever you sit? When you know it was time that you were supposed to push yourself and put that effort. But you allowed life, people, situation, circumstance to knock you off your game. And Lord have mercy, like I talk about it now, I'm not exempt from this because I allowed it to be done to me. So there's no elephant in the room. No one is exempt. Because you can trace all my seasons, all 3 seasons, and listen to all my shows. Everything I talk about, I done been through it. I've lived it. But I have lived long enough to be able to turn it into a positive message and let it flow and just make it sound cool. So, understand me when I say this, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, followers, and friends, all across the world. The price for success is not too high. Because success is actually really free. It's the regret that costs. Because success starts from an idea, which is free. And then all you got to do is just get some money and make it work for you. The same way we go out there every year to turn the ground over for the garden, the same way you got to learn how to turn money over. How can I make it work for me? And opening a business in an LLC is not as hard and as complicated as people try to make it out to be. The biggest thing when it comes to opening your business is not how you're going to sell your merchandise. It's not how you're going to pay back whatever is given to you. It's not that. It's a startup cost. The startup cost. Because if you're going to run a business, I'm here to tell you, you have to get it registered and it has to be legal. Because if they find out you making money and the government ain't getting theirs, they're not taking out no, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. They already know. They know. But that legal part. But don't worry. I have went through the proper steps. Because first thing, get your LLC. Step 1. Bye-bye. You can buy it from anywhere. And some places, they got them on sale. You know what I'm saying? But I paid $269 for mine. That was back in February of last year. But I didn't know enough about it. And quite frankly, since it's been a year, and I've been studying and documenting it, I kind of got the feeling that people didn't want to see me have nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling I got. So until I learn about what it is that I really wanted to do, I took my LLC and I sat it down. I didn't open nothing. I got nothing over. I took it and I sat it down. Because I asked questions that I already know the answer to. I just want to see how supportive people really are. At times. But I already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to see if they call it draw-out plays. If you play dominoes, then you know what I'm talking about. You have draw-out plays sometimes. And sometimes you got to make a move that's not understandable. That's unpredictable. And you don't tell them, you just let them figure it out. That's the same thing. You already know. You just want to see where they support it. And the hardest part, and then we live in different states. So it varies from state to state. But you can go to your county clerk office, just like I did, and they're going to tell you everything you need to know. And now, if you know what I'm saying, now, technology is the biggest gangster in the world. So technology will tell you what all you got to do is Google it, and it's going to tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. That's not straying away from help and support, because you're going to need help and support, because somebody is going to have to gravitate to your brand and buy it in order for you to make money. You're going to have that. But one thing that you don't have to have, you don't have to have that procrastination. See, before I end this, I got another jaw dropper. One more jaw dropper before I go this morning. Because I feel like I got to put this out there. Do you want to know why a lot of things that you want don't happen for you? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm doing something called listener engagement. So, down here on Spotify Live or over here on Podbean, the first person that asks why, I'll tell you. So the first person comment down there in the discussion and say why things don't happen for me, there it is. I'll tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Thank you, my brother, for the listener engagement. You follow me, I'll follow you back. Thank you. And if you want to speak, this session is almost over. The microphone is free. So I'm gonna tell you why. It's not that you're not trying. It's not that you're not putting forth the effort. Hell, it's not even that you don't have a plan. The reason why some things don't happen the way you wanted to or when you wanted to is because God heard a conversation that you didn't hear. See, one thing you got to understand about the Most High, he doesn't sleep, he don't slumber. So he heard the deception and the intricate plot to set you up for failure. And watch you commiserate and be devastated. Because like Dave Chappelle said, when a hero falls, the cowards rejoice. Because nothing thrills a coward more than to see a hero fall trying. It's not that you ain't trying. It's not you ain't put forth the effort. You get up every day, you go to work. You have the dream and the will to make it happen. But what you don't have is God's eyes and his ears. And the reason why a lot of things don't happen for us, for that reason, is just for that intended purpose. Because God heard a conversation that you didn't hear. And once he gets you ready for you to be able to see that type of thing, then you'll start moving in the right direction. But don't beat yourself up. Don't do it. Don't do it because you having a hard time right now, or you feel like it ain't working, or ain't nobody feeling me, or you having a bad day, or however the case may be. Don't be so prosecutory to yourself because you are trying. But that conversation that you didn't hear was the reason why. Most of the time, if not all the time. I can't say it happens all the time because I still got a little bit more living to do, and I still got a lot of more things I got to see and experience. So I don't know everything, but I know a little something about a little something that leads to a lot. But the reason why they don't, because he heard that conversation that you didn't hear, or he saw what you didn't see. Because people be doing it right there in the spirit in your face, but you can't see it. You get an example of what I'm talking about. Let me show you how the mind works. I know I said I was going to get out of here, but hey, when you own the place, you can do what you want to do. And this is one of my most powerful shows because I got something special coming up for part 2. But anyway, that's why. So don't be so hard on yourself. You didn't hear that. And probably you didn't need to hear it. Because it probably would have made you go in a whole nother direction. So understand that, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, followers, friends, wherever you go, whatever you do, be mindful of what I say to you this morning. If you think the price of success is too high, then wait till you get the bill for regret. And not only that, above everything I done said this morning, here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. Then we gone. Everything I said this morning on this podcast thus far, all 49 minutes of it, ain't gonna mean nothing than what I'm about to tell you now. Final thought, if that's what you want to call it. If you think the price of success is too high, wait till you get the bill for regret. But it can be generational. Because see, you might be the one that motivates, inspires, and a lot of family members might look up to you. It don't matter if you're male or female. No matter who you is. It's universal. Doesn't make you perfect. And it doesn't make you, well, I can't make no mistakes. No. Let's not be mediocre about this. Let's not be mediocre. Think about it. When you give up and you procrastinate, you don't try. Don't forget, now people watching. Your disappointments and your setbacks and your letdowns through the power of choice, not circumstance, because we all go through things, but through choice. It's received by the people that's looking up to you. They watch you get to a certain level And then through choice, you hit that thud, that glass ceiling. Either you've made it for yourself or you allow somebody to make it for you. So you hit that thud. Now, what's generational is about it is the people that looking up to you, they might not be looking up to you, getting motivation from you or being inspired by you to ask you for nothing. But they seeing you doing it how you doing it might inspire them so they can do it how they do it. But you gave up and you didn't try. You procrastinated. So when they hit that thud, who are you to be prosecutorial toward them? Because the first thing they're going to say is, well, you gave up. That's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Generational. So that's why I spoke to my younger youth, my younger people. And like I said, I don't want you to know, you ain't got to be all, like I said, all, what's the word I'm looking for? Because you ain't got to be all, because it's a good word. You ain't got to be all imperative. And literature and journalism majors and people with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding can open it up and know what I'm saying. You don't have to be so imperative. So live, enjoy life, go out, have fun, be responsible. But remember, pay that price for success now. Because I don't want to see you do it for me. I just want to see you do it for yourself. And that's my message this morning. I'm going to open it up for a few minutes for questions, comments, or whatever it is that y'all want to do. And then we're going to go ahead on and we're going to wrap it up for the day. So what do y'all think about the show thus far? Was it a good show? Was it a positive message? Did I go too hard? Did I didn't go hard enough? Somebody give me some comments, man. Somebody give me something this morning. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something to work with. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to give you some pod beans. I think I got some beans over here. Some golden beans. I'm going to send you a couple of beans this morning. I'm going to see it, but I forgot. I ain't been on it in so long. I don't forgot how to do everything. Cause I used to have everything down pat, but I don't forgot how to do it. So I'm going to send you some gold beans and, Richard, you can come over here on Podbean, you know what I'm saying, and like and subscribe to the show, and I give you some gold beans too. You know what I'm saying? You can get some gold beans because you can buy like little gifts and stuff over here on Podbean, and it's very engaging and it's very intriguing and entertaining because we get a lot out when we do these podcasts over here because it has what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can have up to 8 co-hosts at one time, so we can have like a round table discussion. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, that right there will bring a more broader understanding for what is the answer. Because one person don't know it, but if it's a group of us sitting around trying to figure out what the right answer is, then that is the right answer. So I want you to be encouraged on today because it's Friday. The weekend is here. Unplug, unwind, find you something to do. Go out in the Austin area or wherever you at locally and find you something to do. Find you something to do. And oh yeah, I'm going out to find me something to do too because Brain Matter Mobile is on the way, which means like anything now like DoorDash or Uber Eats. You ain't got to come to the podcast because the podcast will come to you. And not only that, we do a lot of other stuff over here too, but podcasting and promotion and publishing is something that we do majorly. Also, I do commercials too. You know what I'm saying? And publishing is free. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to publish something because it'll sell itself. But y'all remember that. Thank y'all for listening this morning. I want to thank all my listeners, followers, family, and friends for allowing me the privilege of some of y'all time to talk about something that is so divine. Now, part 2, the bill for regret. I ain't gonna spill it, but we're gonna talk more about the bill for regret when it comes to people. Because the bill for regret don't just just cover what I talked about. Oh no, it covers a multitude of things. So that's why I got to bust it up, you know what I'm saying, and put it in parts so I can be able to talk about it, because it's going to be easier to digest and for people to accept and understand. Because if I try to pack it all into this one episode right here, ain't nobody going to focus on all that, because I wouldn't focus on all that. I go to talk about this, and then go talk about people, and then go talk about that. And no, that's too much. So I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there. So enjoy y'all weekend. There might be a live show coming this weekend. It is any way the crow flies. So we're going to figure that out. And I'm not going to front. This is one of the best shows I have ever done. It has, because it was a powerful message, because it helped me too. Because I needed to hear that. And when I heard it, I just turned it into a show. So there you go. If there's not anything else, I'll see y'all Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend. If there's a pop-up show, you will get a notification. And like I said, you can follow this podcast on all major networks. I'm on 13 networks. So just pick one. I even think I'm on the moon. But we'll find out later. But y'all be blessed. Less stressed. Stay hydrated, stay motivated, stay dedicated, but most of all, stay together. If not within oneself, with each other, because there's strength in numbers. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all Monday morning for the bill for regret, part 2. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you caught the show late, once I publish it, I will publish it now, but you can also just go over to Podbean now, and the live show, it publishes itself. So you'll be able to go in there and find it. But over here on Spotify, I will publish it shortly after I do this broadcast, and you can go back and you can catch up, so you can be ready for Monday when we get into the bill for regret, part 2. Y'all be blessed. Aircraft Crowley, signing off.